what Edinger talks about them being the chosen people is that they were the easiest prey for God. Okay, that the Jews were, everybody else was whipping up on the Jews just as they are today, right? And so the Jews had to become insiders, like Buddhists. They had to start looking inward for their consolation, right? And so they were chosen for that. And life in the first century AD couldn't have been very easy in that part of the world. It's not easy today, but it definitely wasn't easy then. And so they had to look to their inner strength to be able to just survive. They went on this long hike where they left Egypt somewhere along this long hike, which took 40 years, didn't it? In the Bible, didn't the Exodus? Yeah, it took like 40 years to go from where they were in Egypt across into Saudi Arabia, then up into Israel. It wasn't easy, right? And Moses Moses died within sight of the Promised Land, but he never actually got there himself. So they obviously had to draw on inner strength in order to survive. Okay. And then they always have since then. The point that Edinger made that I hadn't taken out of Jung is that because the Jews had been so put upon during the Egyptian period, okay, as slaves and so on, and they had to escape the Pharaoh, right? They had to go and look for some inner strength. And that's what Edinger said. They were chosen to look inward for answers. Okay.
So psychological motives.
From a psychological point of view, they were looking toward the self for their strength. And that's what made them chosen. Okay. Right. Yes, they needed that. Over the 2,000 years since the time of Christ, and maybe the 500 years before Christ, yes, they needed that. Okay, from the time of Abraham, maybe they needed this perspective of chosenness, okay, to survive as a tribe. Okay.
To seal them.
Pardon?
To seal them together because it was all the different families.
Right, to seal them together, to feel like they had a
That
community.
makes sense because you think of the Sunnis and the if they were tribes together.
Yeah,
that
and
consciousness, they would-
no, even today, you see tribal behavior all over the world, including in the United States. And I don't mean the Native Americans, but